Wollheim's description of the way we see pictures has profoundly influenced our current research.
What's special about picture seeing, says Wollheim, is that it involves experiencing three-dimensional objects in two-dimensional surfaces.
And the account begins from the phenomenology of looking at a painting. Consider what it is like looking at a painting of a ship. Wollheim thinks this engages a natural capacity to see things in other things. So if we look at a stain on a wall, we might see a boy carrying a parcel, or if we look at the clouds, we might see a great Wagnerian conductor.
Wollheim's most successful contribution to the puzzle therefore involved shifting the focus of interest away from resemblance.
Philosophically, what kept him outside the mainstream was his commitment to the relevance of psychology, particularly psychoanalysis.
Wollheim himself did the best exegetical work on Freud.
How might that relate to his theory of expressiveness? Is there any connection that you see with what he's trying to do there?
In Wollheim's work, everything centers around the experience of the work of art. And that experience presents itself as a totality. And Wollheim is very well aware of that. So when you think about depiction or representation and expression, on the other hand, then Wollheim is aware that these two can't actually be separated in the experience. They belong together.
I realized it really did hang together under the surface in a way that one might not have been confident that it would.
This coherence under the surface might not be evident at first, but this systematic approach explains the way his theory of mind leads to a theory of complex projection at work in art making. And this idea originates with Wollheim, not with Freud or Klein.
No such notion occurs in Freud or Klein. It originated with Wollheim.
Complex projection, well, it really captured the imagination of those working outside of philosophy.
So amid these theoretical explorations, an intriguing project emerged. In recognition of Wollheim's wide, if unorthodox appeal, Louise Braddock has spearheaded a centenary program at St. John's College, Oxford, featuring talks and an innovative exhibition of recent collage works by artist Patrice Moor.
Wollheim Centenary programs. So it's very intentionally a kind of combination of a psychoanalytic space of reflection on the one hand, and something which in a way quite ironically or humorously perhaps mimics Wollheim's own way of standing back and giving himself space when he engaged with a painting.
This event was designed to foster a space for reflection.
In other words, one tries to clear one's mind of any sort of prejudices or associations or expectations and stand back to try and understand what is present to one that one might then be able to engage with.
Most people are hostile to the idea that they have a vast conflict-ridden unconscious mind. They just don't want to believe that. They like to think they know their own minds.
Things that Wollheim stresses over and over again. The twofoldness starts when you see one shape or figure behind another. Mm-hmm. It's that sense of depth that really indicates that we're dealing with representation, with depiction. But it's precisely that represented depth, the space, the pictorial space, that I think, according to Wollheim, offers a very interesting psychological opportunity for expression, because the artist is now able to take this space, the space of the picture, and organize in it all kinds of elements.
Like he needs to first have the container, right? He's saying
exactly.
Depiction's your container.
Yeah.
Which.
Yeah, container is also the right term to use. I think that is in his mind as well. So the idea that certain mental states or objects, it can also be people or elements, can be contained within a work of art, and where containment here is a spatial notion, makes painting just a very interesting medium, I think.
Lots of people philosophers in particular, are very uncomfortable with trying to accept his theory of expressiveness because they feel they have to accept too many concepts which they feel are unverifiable.
Well, first of all, a lot of it was dismissed. I mean, and remains dismissed in the sense that people come to the explicitly psychoanalytic bits and they turn away.